I'm about ready. How about you?
Yeah, I'm set.
I'll tell you 1 minute.
You can even see that, yeah.
Okay, so each question is going to be directed to both of you. So each one of you answer it, and then the other one answer it if possible.
Okay. Want to take turns?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, and then look this way. And we start with who you are and your affiliation.
Hey, my name's Nathan Coffey. I was born and raised in Northern Ohio, Sandusky. A couple of years ago, I came down here to Austin, Texas to get involved in the activist community and learned a whole lot. Went back home and found a way to put it to some good use. I started Peaceful Streets Project with the help of some wonderful volunteers, and we've been taking it to the police in Sandusky, and we're letting them know where the power really, really lays.
I'm Jade. I'm from Sandusky. I went to college at Columbus College of Art and Design, and I've always been wanting.
All about the audio here. Round 2. Start from the beginning. Jade.
My name's
It's all good.
My name's Jade. I'm from Sandusky, and I went to the Columbus College of Art and Design. I've always been into being a free person, of course, activism and all that. Started in college, but I didn't really get my hands dirty until I met Nathan, and when he came back up from Texas, and then, you know, the dog got shot in Sandusky, and it was over from there, and we've been on board with trying to make people aware of their rights and accountability ever since. So.
Before we go to the next, can you move over? Both of you, sorry, stay on the right side. I'm sorry, I'm a continuity freak. But yeah, just over right a little bit out of the sun. Cool.
That works, yeah, because I was kind of like, wow.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
What-
I'm recording more of this. Okay. So Peaceful Streets has a lot of little things going on. Can you explain what it is? Like, what is Peaceful Streets for you guys?
Basically, it's just us trying to make the rest of our town and surrounding areas aware that, you know, things aren't what they seem with being protected by those who are supposed to be protecting us, and we really just get our rights trampled on, and people's eyes are starting to open the more we have reach out type community functions, and we try to have meetings, know your rights meetings, the cop watching as well, and we want to do also include doing
Complaint departments?
complaint departments.
Cool. You can just start from the beginning of that sentence again.
Okay.
You were telling them the other things that we're going to do.
Okay, yeah. The other things that we're trying to do with Peaceful Streets is complaint departments with anybody that was in jail, or a peaceful person, or anybody. We do that since there's somebody.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we can wait till it's 10.
This kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Okay, what we're trying to do with Peaceful Streets is bring awareness to the community, of course. We try to have meetings and know your rights training, and we're also trying to do complaint departments for people that were probably peaceful people and had anything happen to them in jail. We've already had people tell us like there's black mold in the showers and stuff, and anything that just tramples rights of free people.
And we just recently had a potluck dinner and a film screening where we screened All Power to the People, and we cop watches, These Streets Are Watching. We had a great dinner, and we invited the community in, and we fed some people that seemed like they were pretty hungry, and fed their minds. They seemed like they were pretty hungry as well. So we're trying to take all angles at bringing people to get them enlightened to what's really going on.
How it's been? I mean, I've personally seen it myself by watching your videos, but how has it been going out on cop watch patrols?
Going out on cop watch patrols is pretty fun. It's pretty exciting. We get us a big old thermos of coffee, and we sit in the happening part of town, and we have great conversation, and then when something pops off, we're on it. So it's not all intensity. It's quite a bit of getting to know your community and really interacting with your community on a human level?
I think that people were confused at first at what we were doing. They thought we were, trying to harass the cops and just, follow them around. They thought we were a bunch of, lunatics with video cameras just trying to start trouble. But, the more we stood around and talked to people, even if they were going to bars and stuff and they were just, trying to have a good time and they were a little drunk, they'd still hear us out and they'd listen and go, yeah, that's right, somebody needs to do this. So we were slowly starting to get, support, but we were still getting a lot of guff here and there. It wasn't until things started to slow down with the way that they patrolled the downtown areas until people were like, oh, we really like what you guys are doing, and we've just been, the numbers have been growing on our, like page, and even in our Peaceful Streets members, they've, they interchange and they're growing and people are becoming more aware, not even saying that they're Peaceful Streets, but like pulling out their cameras at like the skate park when a cop comes up to them or something, even if they're not really, recording, they're just, saying, hey, I'm going to keep you accountable, and, that's all, it's really about. But yeah, like you said, we're, usually just chilling at the fountain and nothing really pops off until like bar closing time. So our first few ones, we'd be there all night long, waiting until like 2 or 3 in the morning, then everything would happen. And, we learned how to time things a little bit better now, but they're trying to change how they do things now a little bit. The cops they're patrolling around the downtown area, like the outskirts of it, staying away a little bit more, trying to go to different places. So we're trying to keep up with that. We used to follow them around with scanners and everything too, and hit them up at every different bar or whatever stop they were trying to make.
So just peaceful people with cameras, eating pizza, drinking coffee, laughing, changed the entire way a police department in a city of 30,000 people operate. So let's chew on that one for a minute and get out your video camera.
Yeah, so my next question then is, so you guys have found that your presence, obviously it's deterring them overall from going to those areas, but yeah, what's it been like when you walk up to a stop and the police look at you, and what's that been like?
It's been a weird experience at first, because it almost was like, what am I doing? This is not natural, but it's your free human right to be able to observe, and the fact that it just felt so unnatural at first just makes you realize how much everybody else is still, has this filter of sensation of what what they can and can't do around a public official of any sort. Even if it's paying your fine in court, they still look at you like you owe them something and you're supposed to obey them. And it's just weird at first, like I said, because I didn't know how to like feel about it, because it's like stepping into like cold water. And then after that, you're just like, oh, it's not even, it's not even all that cold. I don't know what you guys are all freaking out about. You guys, At first, the cops were just kind of like, you can't do this, you can't be here. But after that, they stopped. Obviously, they, must have been told from higher up that we were allowed to be there, because they didn't really say anything but don't interfere.
Well, the first night I went out and we saw 6, 7 police cars show up for 2 people just kind of raising their voices to each other, and I popped it on YouTube and made them look like a bunch of fascists. You could tell they didn't like that. The second night, you could tell that they were being a little more cautious about it, even sending around Department of Homeland Security, because for the viewers out there, if you don't know, there's a 100-mile area around the United States that's supposedly Constitution-free zone, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, they have changed their total behavior in their patrolling of downtown Sandusky. Now, I have noticed when we go to traffic stops and we go out of our way to observe, sometimes we'll get snide comments like, "Get a life." Well, I got a message for you, officer. You're in Sandusky, I'm in Texas. I got a life. See you back in Sandusky next week.
I think it's kind of oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No, you.
I think it's kind of funny that they're, they tell us that, you're the camera police or whatever, like in the area, but it's like, who's watching the ones that are, where's the check and balance, who's watching them? So that's, they're just as like baffled by it, I think, as everyone else who's watching at first. But like he said, when we go out of our way and go to a traffic stop, they're like, yeah, we just kind of got to deal with these guys, or
We've heard that. We've heard that.
or can you get back? Can you please get back a little bit more? And then you say something like, well, how far is your arbitrary line going? And that they just kind of just get all straight faced on you and continue what they're doing. So I guess pretty much if you don't technically interfere, they can't, they don't really say much.
So yeah, beyond a doubt, we are having an effect. Beyond a doubt, we are having an effect. And it's our first Cop Watch was May 5th. So we're talking just in the matter of a few short months, we have changed the behavior of an entire police department. We've changed the behavior of 50 men with bulletproof vests and guns, with video cameras and SAMs.
The way they even like patrol the areas anymore is even changed, because at first they would all kind of like gather around slowly and like look at us like, what are these guys thinking that they're doing? And now every time they like drive by us, it's kind of more of like oh, it's these guys, and they just kind of like turn around like really fast and abrupt, and they just kind of like make these they almost crash into things, because they try to like, when we had our potluck, they were like all snooping around like what's going on down there, but not getting in front of us, and they almost caused an accident by like doing a big U-turn in front of another cop and almost like made this car go like all bogart. And that now they're just getting like kind of an attitude about it, but they're not being like like telling us we can't do anything. So that's
I had a conversation with Officer Rankins, who teaches at the Sandusky Police Academy, and I told him that whatever he's teaching them boys about our rights, I think he's on the right path, but he's at 5 and we need him at 12.
Well, you guys are having a lot of success in such a short time. Is there any advice that you would give to somebody that wants to do it, is interested, inspired?
Do it. Just get out there, be visible, show your community. Pick a spot that's a happening spot in town and stand there and be open for conversation. And you'll be amazed at how far you'll go and how many people will join up with you.
And just kind of sell what the peaceful streets or the CopBlock or the Cop Watch, whatever you're handing out. Just let them know why you're there, and that you're not just there for fun, or you're there to try to catch something crazy and put it on YouTube. That you're actually trying to prevent things and bring awareness.
And you also want to nurture the second person that stands up next to you, because that person turns you from a lone nut to a leader. So make sure you're nurturing the people that are coming out and being open for dialogue. But that's it. It's easy as pie, guys. It is easy as pie, and it feels better than anything that you could ever do. I assure you of it.
So for folks that are seeing you for the first time, how can they find you online?
Facebook.com, Peaceful Streets Sandusky, or Twitter, PSP Sandusky, or you can send an email to our Gmail, which is peacefulstreetsprojectsandusky@gmail.com.
And then any last words from both of you?
Austin, Texas, August 17th, 2013. It's going to be a day for history, guys, and from here on out, this is growing, and it's going to grow like never before. So jump on now, because we're all out here, and we got your back.
And also, if you are trying to start doing anything with Peaceful Streets or CopBlock or Cop Watch, just make sure you try to do things with your community, because anything you can engage the community with, that helps stir the imagination, and that helping people step out of the box and see things outside the box instead of just poking holes out of the box, So the more you engage with that way, whether it's food, whether it's charity work, whether you're giving stuff and promoting, just those little things will help as well. And Peaceful Streets.
Save a life, film a cop.
Thanks, guys.
All I know is
I'm not
this is
good at
about
interviews.
this